my issue with that is, and also a little bit with being a digital nomad, and you've been doing that only since June, so it's still not a lot of time. But how do you manage friendships? Because for me, again, like as an extrovert, there's the people that I like, my work friends, and people that like I get the energy from just by chatting, but they're not really my friends.
Okay.
And then, I mean, they're my friends, but they're like big friends,
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I describe friendship, a true friendship, as like a person that I just wouldn't mind just hanging out with. Like, we have nothing to do and no plans, just like drinking a beer, chilling, and we just enjoy each other's company, right? Like, and this kind of friendship takes time, So in my ideally like social scenario, I would have all my good friends or a bunch of my good friends living at like a walking distance of me.
Yeah.
And we could just like hang out, and like there's no need for big plans or whatever. When you're like constantly flying around, like 1 month here, 1 month there, how do you manage that?
I manage it not well. I would say that I've continued the Zoom life of having, during COVID, we all did let's have Zoom beer, let's do this. I still do that with a lot of my friends. They have kids. So even if we were to go visit them, they're on a timetable. They need to go to a place and take care of the kid. Like their kids are their hobbies right now.
Yeah.
Or they're at that age where the kids are their hobbies. So those types of friendships I have to maintain over Zoom.
Right.
Like maybe they were living in other cities or that sort of thing, but I think for me it's like even if we did live in the same city, they're on their own timetable.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to go by and have a beer is disruptive for them, just where they are in their lives.
Right.
So I've been able to cultivate that continue to cultivate that over Zoom.
Mm.
But it's definitely not the same as, it's Saturday afternoon. Like, let's just, have a barbecue or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have a great answer. I think I long for something like that. So I put a lot of energy into trying to cultivating it wherever I go. And the nice thing is people are always looking to hang out and they're always looking for friends.
Yeah.
Especially, I was definitely noticing this on the West Coast. One of the big, because there's so much, nature is a big part of life on the West Coast of Canada. Doing a lot of hikes, getting outdoors is a big draw of living there.
Mm.
So it's very common to be like, oh, hey, we're going to it's a Monday after work, it's especially in the summer when it's light for so long. Oh, we're going to pop up to Mount Work and we're going to just hike it and come back. And you're like, okay, sure. Yeah. So like these kind of impromptu hikes.
Yeah.
So there definitely tends to be a lot of, what are you doing on Saturday? And like Saturday is the big day to say like, all right, we're gonna do a hike.
Yeah.
So in order to, I don't know, like there's lots of opportunities there to like join into somebody's posse and then like, do an activity together.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So you just need to make sure you connect with these people that are living a similar lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right. And it's interesting also what you mentioned about Zoom. I think that more and more we are living in this kind of metaverse,
yes, we are.
Where, my life is my laptop, right? Like I wake up and I open my phone, then I go to my laptop, then I watch Netflix. I meet a lot of people on the laptop and everything. So even though I'm not like immersed in it, it's somehow already happening, right? We are already living online.
Mm.
Is this going to be the future more and more that like people will get their VR sets and like hang out with people across the world?
The technology is going to have to get a lot better because I can't put VR goggles on without getting sick.
Really?
Like, every time I put them on, I get so sick. Oh man. But it's a good question. Let's say that it did work. What do we do? I think it just depends on what you want.
Yeah.
I think that for me, a touch barrier is really important, or not barrier, but breaking the touch barrier, I guess I should say. Physical contact is, I don't know if you've ever read that like funny book of like the 5 languages of love.
No.
But it's kind of a silly book.
I think I've heard that though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's like pseudopsychology or anything.
About like being like a visual person, auditive person.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like how do you what are the things that you want out of a relationship?
Right.
So let's see if I can remember them. There are words of affirmation.
Right.
You're doing
I remember that.
Physical touch.
Yeah.
Quality time. acts of service and gifts of affection or gifts, something like that. And we all kind of have one or two that we want.
Yeah.
And then there's the one or two that we give. So for me, I'm a big physical touch person.
Right.
I want it in all my relationships. So I definitely find that I get along very well with like Latin American people, for example, because we're very touchy and huggy. Yeah. So it's something I really like. So I tend to gravitate towards people like that.
Interesting.
And that's something that I would need in this
Zoom,
need in this metaverse.
That's something missing complete. From Zoom now. Yeah. You don't have that.
I need a hug.
Yeah. You cannot have hugs. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. I don't know. It seems that we are still a little bit far away from that, but you never know. Never know.
Yeah. Like it's very cool to see how much has been invested in it and how they're trying to make it interesting and cool and mimic real life. And with enough investment and enough care, you can take it in a lot of places. I'm bullish on it. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.